Hello, everyone. This might be a short video. I just spent the last hour and a half or so drawing my new page. There it is. I'm writing it all. I used no less than it's between 2 and 4 Wally Wood style panels because it's pure exposition. There's no action going on. This is the wizard character, Master Alcabetz, who is dead now. He's a ghost. Basically explaining to the young characters what the quest is and what to do. But I also got a delivery. If I make sure I don't dox myself with my little blade. So I'll show you what I got. My big plan was to change the way I do sketchbooking. And so I got these. This is a bulk collection of craft paper sketchbooks. They're like 64 pages. I don't know how good the paper is. I heard it's fine for fountain pen. I guess we'll find out. And they also come with a sleeve. Um, and it gave me the idea to get some more sleeves. So I think that might be in one of the other boxes. Let's check it out. So those are going to be my new sketchbooks. They are smaller, um, more controllable. You know what? I don't think I got everything here. This is actually I just got these because they're on sale. These are Arteza. Um, they're like small watercolor sketchbooks. I use these for Inktober, and I will be continuing Inktober. That's several months away, but it's a good idea to get them when they go on sale. They were on sale. All right, well, that's cool. I swear I thought I got some more covered. Um, these Bolt Craft notebooks. So it happened to be that my sister's birthday was recently, and I sent her a fountain pen and some stuff, and I thought it'd be cool to send her like a little notebook, and I sent her some nicer ones that had little colors on them, and then I thought maybe I should change the way I do it. And this is the right size, is A5 size, um, and I could really document my progress, and I'll be completing sketchbooks more often. My sketchbooking has been really good lately at night. I did a bunch of stuff. But for right now, let's get back into doing page 11. We're starting out on page 11. Now, one of these panels could easily be made into a like an open panel. In fact, I'm looking at it. There's a lot of, you do a big text dump like this. You don't want to do too big of a text dump. So maybe this text block needs to go here. So in Wally Wood terms, that's a big panel. Not the super big panel, but the big panel. This is kind of like the diagram panel. Um, this is going to be top lit, top light. And then this is definitely, I'm going to pull the background off. There'll be no background, but basically, I can tell you what's going on here is Alphabet says, here's what I need you to do, but you guys aren't to join any expedition. You're too young. Which Balin is probably fine with, but, you can see Perseus is not cool with it. All right, so anyways, I've also been sort of looking at other cartoonists. George Metzger, who was in Gothic Blimpworks, and does an interesting thing with some of the tropes of comics and with sound effects and sound and speech. Um, and he was a big science fiction guy. He did science fiction stuff. You notice I just got through doing a bunch of mechs. I did a bunch of robots. And I have this idea for doing a mech-based comic where the mechs communicate with each other, and you'll see speech balloons, but you won't understand what's in the speech balloons. It'll be either some kind of alien font that I make up, or maybe some other form of glyph or symbology that they could use, you know? It's hard not to, when you watch that Gothic Blimpworks episode, to not want to just do another tabloid. I mean, I did one, and it came out good, in my opinion. Here's the tabloid I did, and you can see it opens up, and it's really big, and it's got 4 different stories in it that are 1 page long. Now that was as an experiment. I was just kind of trying to teach myself how the system works. But if I do another one, it's going to be at least, I don't know, 8 pages, which would be basically 2 large broadsheets folded in half. Could be more. You know what? I don't want to. You know this one. This one. Let's do this. This one we're going to go borderless. But we're not going to the bleed. We're just going to go borderless. So we're going to, as if there were an edge of the panel. This is the pencil layer. And we're going to erase the, whoops, we'll erase the edges. So it's a good idea to know your story up front so you can have, you can be caught without a page drawn and then just get the page kind of zoomed, zoomed up pretty quickly. Yeah, maybe it'll be something like that. I think that will be pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that. All right. 7 minutes and 45. Let's do, we're going to make an ink layer. Dinky doo. In case anyone's wondering, I use Procreate to do all my comics. It's not just because I love Procreate, or I mean, I still do traditional art, especially in the sketchbooks. That's really important to me. But there it is, Fountain Anchor. A little bit thicker. But when you're drawing comics, at some point you're going to have to make the jump from whatever media you have to digital in order to print it. Unless your whole point is to do a web comic, in which case, well, you still have to make the jump to digital at that point. Um, you could say, well, it's just a matter of scanning it, cleaning it up a little bit. But that's where all my problems begin. So, it probably is. I mean, it's well within my capabilities to do. That's not the issue. The issue is that time wise, I'm a guy who doesn't have a lot of time, except for baller time. That's what I am. But now, time wise, it's just much more convenient to just, okay, once it's done, it's done. Take this whole thing, convert it to a PDF on the fly, um, share to my desktop to Adobe Pro, make it into a PDF. Then I go into Distiller and I work out my printing options, and I'm good to go. See, I learned a thing or two over the the big lockdown, the so-called lockdown. That might just be the whole panel. Jeez, look at that. Okay, I'm looking at this now, and I don't know if I like the roughness involved. There's a lot of roughness. Hey, this is going to be a speech bubble over here. Anything, master? But an exposition page like this, you don't need to go too wild with it. Showing crazy angles and stuff like that. You're wanting to enhance the drama without being distracting. That's the cardinal sin there. Don't show off, don't distract. Tell the story. Sell the story. And simplify if necessary. I'd like to think of like to me it goes back to Roy Crane or Al Cap. Um, it's not about the art. It's about the it's about the ability to get across the story, and which means you don't do a big. Like, this is as big of a chunk as I'm going to go, and I think it's even a little large. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. That's too much. I like to do 4 lines or less, and I've done it a couple of times on this page. But they're not the longest paragraphs or anything like that. It's literally just two sentences, and this is two sentences, and this is two sentences. No, this is 1, 2, 3 sentences. All right. I'm not doing tones yet, so we're just going to have to leave him where he is. I could, however, do the speech bubbles. That might be the thing to do. All right, so I put another layer above my inking layer for speech bubbles, and I make sure I've got technical pen on. Okay, there's a speech bubble with two tails to show that it was both boys enthusiastically agreeing. All right, that works out pretty good. Let's get back into the black. Okay, remember that we've got an established method of doing the post undead speech balloons. It's like this kind of bubbly, dark outline. You can see it around here. Yes, I'm quite dead. So we're going to continue with that. You can even go with a ghostly outline for the speech bubbles too. Instead of a perfect curve or something. When I first wrote this, I had too much words. I had a segment where it was like you'll find some gold in the cupboard by the kitchen. You know, you must leave here immediately because my laboratory is going to go up in flames within 24 hours of my death. I didn't have to put those details in. I think that those are not that important. I mean, it's kind of an interesting world building thing. I kind of mentioned the word deathlocked, which is, I said his grimoire was deathlocked. And I'm hoping that the reader can just kind of use their imagination to figure out what that means. Without me having to like write out a whole description of it or something. All right, what do you think? That's pretty quick for a whole frickin' thing there. All right, let's go back to the fountain anchor to do the creepy effect. Oop. Shout out today to, let me give you let's see if I can find him. I'm just going to give you his Discord name, which is Trav. I think it's Trav. Trave. He gave me a very nice compliment on Instagram for my comics, and was hoping that I would work with him, but I don't have much cycles to do that. I First of all, uh, so I invited him to the Discord. By the way, if you want to come to the Discord, here's the link on the screen right now. Check it out. And this is a group this is called Adventures in Comic Making. We're all making comics. And we're publishing comics. No fooling around. It's optimized for efficiency. There's no crowdfunding. We don't do the crowdfunding because basically it doesn't make sense for an anthology at all. But just want to get your story out there. You control your own copyright for your own story. You have complete rights over it. If you put it out in this book and you decide, you know what, I want to self-publish this. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to do it on my own. You can still do it. You don't have to worry about anything we say. But if you just need help getting started, or maybe you've never published anything before, you can hang out with us if you like. And we have a like an art channel, a critique channel. I share links to the Kubert School classes that are online. By the way, don't sleep on the Kubert School classes. If you're a up and coming, budding, young comic hopeful, and you've never taken narrative art, or you don't even know what that is, it's like $200. It's not that expensive. You just take it. It's 6 weeks. It's online. If you have an internet connection, you will get a lot out of it. That's all I've taken. Well, I take that back. I took inking and I took taken narrative art many times actually. Take it and take it again. I mean, even a high school kid can put together $200 in this day and age. Let's go work at McDonald's for 3 weeks. And you too can be a shake and bake QB. The link is Kubert School Online. They're gearing up for they just did the spring semester, so what comes next? Summer? There's probably a summer class. You will learn so much there. Or come to the Adventures in Comic Making Discord. Here's the link again. And you can get pretty much the same effect. We have some scripts. In fact, it's the same scripts that were posted in Kubert School classes. They've just been shared over in our Discord that you can practice with. Practice. Or do your own thing. You don't need a script. Get your own thing going on. I like this line. I think I recognized its power, but you know what? I want the word power to be bold. There we go. Nice. And then, if nothing else, oh shoot. You will be with a group of like-minded individuals who are not just goofing around and talking about making comics, they're actually doing it. If you're curious what kind of comics we make, you can see. If you go to this link tree, you can see the 9 volumes that have already been published. And those have only just been published um, since 2020, I guess. And not only that, it's over 1,000 pages of comics come out of that. All right. Of course, Alphabet's here in his. I'm looking at his form here. He has no power left, and that's why, Perseus realizes that. So Perseus openly defies him and says, when. Oh, that's the wrong. You know what? I'm on the wrong layer. Let's fix that. Put it over here. And get technical pen out. Yeah, so when Alphabet says you two are not to go, he says you two are not to join this expedition. Of course, Perseus says he's defiant to the end. Um, one of the themes in the story is there's an older generation that's fading out. Perseus's aunt Persephone was the champion of Athena, who died in the last battle that they did 20 years previous. So at this point, Alcabet's is quite old, anyways. And Quixote's going to be quite old, but he's just too feisty to die. Just too feisty to stop fighting. I'm looking at this. What do you think of my speech bubbles? Pretty cool. I don't know if you can see them. For the underside of this hat, we're going to do it with a blowout brush, similar to previous page. See how it's done with it's black, but it's got some imperfections in it and stuff. Or I could just go high contrast and do it all black. That would be an option as well. All right, let's move this back into the ink layer and back into the fountain pen. I got my sister a Sailor fountain pen, which is an excellent beginner fountain pen. And I asked her what her favorite color was, and she said turquoise. Well, she was actually a little hesitant. She goes, I like this color. No, this color. So she settled on turquoise, and so I got her Noodler Eel turquoise, which I think is a really pretty color. There's an even prettier color called um, Diabolo Menthe, which is like a peppermint soda. It means peppermint soda. It's a French ink, and it's by J.R. Arbine. Arbine, I think that's how it's pronounced. But it's very hard to use. It's very like faint. It's a brilliant color. It looks like the color you can imagine the color of a lightning bolt. I wonder if I have it. One of my favorites. Here it is. Look, I reached into the box and I got it. This is it right here. Look at the color here for ink. Look at it with the light shining through it, because that's the real color of it. It isn't the dark color you see that way. It's this color. um, Writing in this is it could be an exercise in frustration, but it's I don't know if you can see it. Diabolo Mint. Maybe I'll load up one of my pens with that for sketchbooking tonight. All right, moving on. This page, I don't know if I drew it very well. I was trying to go for a kind of cartoony look, more so than the rest of the thing, and I was going to have them kind of leaning back like they're intimidated. He's kind of explaining, and we've explained a couple of pages ago that what the retrievers were all about. But he says the Book of Ruin was the goal of the final quest. The retrievers failed at so long ago. We never got it, but we came close. And then disaster struck. That was it for us, as you know. Now, there's one little bit of knowledge that I was not able to put in here, but I want to leave it. I had the idea that maybe I'll just leave it unsaid. He's going to say that Quixote is the last survivor. Now, if you look over here on the other page, there's a discrepancy. He says Persephone and Finn were killed, and that's the only ones. So I don't know if you recognize her, Philora. He doesn't say anything about her. That's going to happen, I think, in the next the next issue. You might recognize Philora here. Here she is. That happens in the next issue because they're gonna bring it up to Quixote and say, aren't you the last survivor? And he's gonna mention Philora, but then he's gonna say, but she hasn't been heard from in over 10 years because this is all taking place 10 years previously, 10 years ago. And then I think Quixote's gonna drop a clue to the story, which I think will be really cool. All right. I think that's enough for right now. We're at 26 minutes. This is going to be a pretty simple page. I wonder if it's going to go pretty quick. This whole episode or issue, or I think it's an episode, will probably end. This is page 11 by page 12 or 13. I think there's some comedic business I want to do where they're setting off on their quest when they're leaving the ruins of the place behind and talking. But the whole setup for all 11, 12 pages has been about, setting everything up and kind of, they get the quest and they're going off to do it. And then in the second one, they're going to, just where he said, Dorgrim's Delve and find Balin's father. Can't get much more straightforward than that. All right. Please like, follow, and subscribe. I will see you later. Stay tuned for more, like I said, comics every day, sketchbooking whenever I film it, but I do it every night. And Drive-In Saturday will be taking place this Saturday, which would be, I believe that's the 27th. I need to put a little ad up for him. Drive-In Saturday will be on the 27th. We're going to be drawing. I might still draw some mechs. I don't know. I think I might be drawing some other stuff. All right. Talk to you later.